Your stomach will definitely want to be your best friend after half an hour of Food and Drink on BBC Two.
Tonight, seared swordfish, men behaving badly in the kitchen, the lowdown on sniffing and spitting. Food and Drink. Hello again and welcome to Food and Drink, and later the shocking new facts on food poisoning, and believe me, I don't use the word shocking loosely. Anthony, what are you making for us tonight?
Well, Chris, it would appear that summer's been given just a little reprieve.
Little is the word, yes, 24 hours.
So, tonight we're going to do the last of the summer swordfish.
Very, very nice too. And we have a living legend among us. We welcome back the man who put the coup in cooking, Robert Carrier. Robert, it's fish from you too, isn't it?
It is too. I'm going to do champagne wrapped around fish, and we're going to do salmon in a champagne sauce with cherry tomato. It's going to be very colourful and delicious. I mean, with Anthony doing his fish and me doing my fish have never had it so good.
And we're helping a men-only cookery class for a surprise retirement party for their long-suffering teacher.
You said this was easy.
It is. Especially if you use the other end, which is sharpened.
Well, an apple for the teacher is one thing, but that's altogether bolder. Good luck to the lads. Gilly's all on her Todd, but she has got 4 bottles, so it's not all bad news. Your wine course.
My wine course, a thrill a minute, the wine course. Now, you'll remember that Oz is taking on a group of enthusiastic viewers in Stockport, and I've got the most wondrous, gifted, talented group from Wiltshire, and we're going to be teaching them about the art of tasting wine. At the end of the series, they're going to pit their taste buds against each other.
David, it's not a pint of bitter.
I wish that it was.
Prepare for battle. But now let's go back to Anthony and that last swordfish of summer.
Thanks, Chris. Right, let's get on with this great dish. So quick, so simple. Piece of swordfish here. Lovely, lovely steak. A bit like a piece of meat, and has the same sort of textures. Other fish you can use, sea bass, tuna, salmon if you want to. But the first thing I'm going to do is make the marinade, for which I need a good slug of olive oil in there. When I see that fish, we haven't got enough olive oil in. There we go, it's coming, it's coming. OK, now some lime juice. But I was about to say, when I see a fillet of fish there, I think of supper. 10 minutes on the table. Who needs ready meals? It's great. Another lime juice there, lovely. And this marinade is also going to be used for our salad. So for the dressing for our tomato salad. Some chilies. Finely chopped chilies, up to you how many you put in. You could use Tabasco if you wanted to as well, or instead of, some garlic, a little pinch of salt, some pepper. Chris, would you come over here? That was some cumin, and this is some coriander. If you give that a little stir for me, and just pour it over my swordfish.
If you think I'm up to it.
I do, Chris. I think you're right up to it. Rather than I come and talk about tomatoes. Lovely cherry tomatoes. If you're buying tomatoes, cherry tomatoes got more flavour, but here is a little bit more on cherry tomatoes.
Cherry tomatoes may be small, but what they lack in size, they make up for in flavour. They're sweet and intensely fruity. Most cherry tomatoes are red, but shop around and you'll find golden, orange and yellow varieties which are even sweeter. And they're amazingly adaptable. Eat them whole, use them raw in today's salsa, or sear them in a hot frying pan. But always store them at room temperature. Keeping them in the fridge spoils their flavour and makes them go soft.
OK, before I get into the salsa fresca, let me show you what I've done to the fish. I've put it into a ridged pan, straight out of the marinade. Very, very hot pan if you're going to pan fry it. And to get those professional chef's markings, you want to turn it at about a 45-degree angle. Just push it down. Very quick, we're looking at 3 to 4 minutes each side. Over to our salsa. I'm going to show you avocado. Simple, we all know about avocados. Use Hass if you can, the ones with the black sort of knobbly skins. They're wonderfully creamy. And the trick of peeling, apparently, is to take it from the narrow end down to the fat end there. Let's do that anyway.
You want that, don't you?
Oh, of course, yes, I do.
Quite often, the tuna you get in restaurants is kind of cardboardy and tasteless. Is that because it's frozen? Or
it's either frozen or it's been cooked too long, really. Right, now, could you turn that for me, Chris?
could.
The fish over. I'm going to add the remainder of my marinade. Remember, I've got cumin, coriander, garlic, chili, olive oil, and lime juice. I've got some diced avocado. I've got some red onions.
Smells great.
Look at that professional markings there, brilliant. A little pinch of sugar just to sweeten the tomatoes, and some chopped coriander. And that is as simple as that. All we need now is to plate our swordfish. Chris.
Probably could have done with another minute, Ant. But
I reckon
don't
another
blame
minute,
me.
yeah. But it is a fish you can eat quite rare if you want to, a bit like tuna. If you overcook it, it will become leathery and cardboardy. But it is a wonderful, almost meaty fish.
You've got a fork.
Get stuck into that.
Yes. Now, Gilly's been giving this some thought.
I have. I've also
that's
got
shocking.
my taste buds wrapped around it, and I thought it
What do
was
you reckon? We should
definitely
drink
a
with it.
candidate for red. It is bursting with fruit. It's Hardy's Stamp of Australia, 1998. Critical that. It's the new vintage Shiraz
Fresh.
Cabernet.
Fresh and fruity, is it?
Fab. It's have some.
Oh.
It is just gorgeous.
Now to matters a great deal less savoury. Britain's biggest study on food poisoning is due to be released later this year. We can reveal that it states cases of food poisoning are 20 times higher than previous figures suggested. Campylobacter, usually found in poultry and dairy produce. Reported cases last year, over 50,000. Real figure, over 1 million. Salmonella, found in eggs, poultry and meat. Reported cases last year, over 32,000. Real figures, nearly 700,000. E. coli 0157, found in undercooked meat, raw milk and cheese. Reported cases last year, over 1,000. Real figure, over 5,000. Scientists have long suspected that the true incidence of food poisoning is vastly underreported. But Food and Drink understands that in a soon-to-be-published government report, the true figure has finally been calculated. For every person who is diagnosed by their GP, there are 20 others who go unrecognised.
I think the majority of people with food poisoning don't come to their GP. The reason for that is probably that the infection gets better unless they come as an emergency. There's a form that we're supposed to fill in, a notification of infectious diseases, and I always find it difficult to be sure, am I filling this in because this is food poisoning or just because it's a simple stomach upset. For the majority of people, food poisoning is a minor and short-lived illness. For some people, of course, it's a devastating illness.
The new evidence suggests there are over 2 million cases of food poisoning a year, representing not just personal distress, but also 23 million days off work.
Food poisoning's dramatically increased over the last 20 or 30 years for a number of reasons. We've industrialised food production, we've turned it into a global business. It's very much more complex, and the more complex it is, the more opportunities there are for things to go wrong. Add to that new bugs that people don't really understand properly at the moment, and you have a recipe for more than 2 million cases of food poisoning a year. The consumer does have a responsibility for their own hygiene and safety, and I'm sure they'd accept that. But these new bugs, particularly E. coli and Campylobacter, present them with an unreasonable challenge, and it would require an ordinary consumer to have standards of hygiene you'd expect in a hospital operating theatre.
And it's not just the number of food poisoning cases that's worrying, the bugs are also becoming harder to treat.
Food poisoning bacteria are becoming more resistant to antibiotics. It's a point that's made in the latest report from the Department of Health. There is a fear that we could reach a stage where there are no antibiotics available to treat a serious case of foodborne infection, and that would be very serious indeed. However, the most important thing is for us to reduce the amount of food poisoning. If you don't get poisoned, you won't need antibiotics at all. And the way we're going to reduce food poisoning is to have better basic food hygiene.
The government's answer to that has been the much-trumpeted Independent Food Standards Agency. Food and Drink understands, however, that plans to set it up have been quietly postponed. One leading government advisor has told us he's unhappy.
I'm very disappointed that the Food Standards Agency hasn't been set up yet. The new report coming out is expected to show 2 million people a year getting food poisoning in this country. That's 2 million too many. We need the Food Standards Agency now, and the government should put it in its legislative programme this year as a matter of urgency and highest priority.
We'll be reporting back to you on that later. Now on to the launch of the Food and Drink Wine Cup. Now, tonight we're going to meet the gallant teams who are going to be tutored by Oz and me in the noble art of all of that, wine tasting. Now, in a few moments, I'm going to be telling you which 4 wines you need to buy, or any one of them, that is, for next week's lesson on this glorious, glinty gold stuff, Chardonnay. But first, let's meet those teams.
I'm Bin End Dave. They call me that because I'll buy anything on special offer.
My name's Rachel.
And I'm Stephen.
Hello, I'm Mandy.
And I'm James.
I normally buy a white French because it's fairly light and I like to have a glass most evenings, but he normally goes for the heavy stuff.
I'm Nora and I prefer French dry wine and I usually spend about £5.
I'm Malcolm.
And I'm Danny. We work together.
I'm Jean.
I'm Jean.
And I'm Jean.
My name's David and I love a nice glass of claret.
Our teams kicked off the challenge at London's Chelsea Village to learn what was in store.
What are we going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at these sort of wines here which have those great varieties on the label you know and you love. But how much about them do you know? We're going to tell you everything. Now look here, we've got Sauvignon Blanc. We've got a lovely Riesling. We've got Cabernet Sauvignon. We've got, if I'm not mistaken, a gorgeous Syrah or Shiraz. We're going to be teaching you, and especially the Holt Harriers, just what they need to know about every single grape variety. And then we're going to lick you lot. I tell you, watch my word.
Right, on to the serious stuff of drinking, down to basics. How to open the bottle and what to pour the wine into. Now, our 2 teams have brought a variety of corkscrews, but my favourite one is this one, and the reason for it is this. Look at that lovely, long, wide helix that runs right down there. Let me show it to you against the Toys R Us type one. There, you got that rather rough, stubby sort of helix there, which will really rip the middle out of a cork, but this lovely long one here, which pulls it out as smooth as butter. Excellent.
Oz, what about glasses and things first?
Oh,
how to
firstly,
hold them?
how to hold a glass. Very simply, I mean, I'm sure all of my team are going to be doing it properly, so I can just see that. All of my team but one, David. It's not a pint of bitter.
I wish that it was.
Well, it isn't. This is how you hold it. You're holding it like that, which means you're going to warm the glass up like that, and you won't be able to see what's in it. So hold it by the stem like that. And the reason, particularly for that, is, Gilly, show us what you can do when you hold it by the stem.
You can swirl around, of course.
And the reason for the swirling is that pushes all the smell of the wine right up to the top of the glass so that you can put the old nose in there and have a great big snort.
Breathe in deeply.
Breathe in deeply, like that. And the first impressions that hit your nasal cavity, hit up there, are the first impressions of flavour and taste that you want to register.
You really want to go to town with the smelling, because that, when you come to do your challenge, listen to me, Mandy, when you do that challenge, that is what is going to make us win. Is that sense of smell.
Yeah, I'm going to practice.
On the other hand, what's going to make us win, Gilly, is that my team has got a great ability to put the wine in their mouths. Yeah. And that's why we're better from Stockport. I'll just show you how to do it. Like this. Oh, that was rather nice.
So why don't you take a little sipful and chew it round your mouth. And while you're chewing, make sure all those taste buds are coated. Breathe out through your nose, chew. Doesn't matter if you make a noise. Come on, Dave, breathe through that nose. I'm going to see the wine coming out in a minute. Dave, what's the wine saying to you? Has it talked to you during all that?
Yes.
What did it say?
It was very fruity, sort of black currants and blackberries, like a summer pudding, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Very good. Do you think that accentuated the flavours by doing that technique?
Absolutely, yeah.
Very good. And what about you, Steve? Did you get that too?
Mine was more tart, so...
You probably got a different wine.
Hopefully. We've got no chance.
We've got every chance, Steve, every single chance. The 2 teams are going to go to their separate corners of the country, followed hotly by Oz and I, who are going to tutor them in every detail of wine tasting.
Well, we'll just do the drinking in Stockport, but early next year, we will be fighting to the last drop for the Food and Drink Wine Cup Challenge! Yay!
I tell you, those guys from Stockport are going to regret it if they do too much drinking. My Holt Harriers are right on the case. They're tasting all the way. But now on to these Chardonnays that we're going to be learning about next week. If you'd like to buy a bottle or two to taste along with us, here they are. Now, first, we've got Southeastern Australia Oaked Chardonnay. That's from Australia, $4.99 from Safeway. Now we've got Aventure Chardonnay. That's from South Africa. It's $5.99 from Waitrose. Next, from France, we've got Chablis 95. That's $7.99 from Marks and Spencer. And finally, Montana Church Road Chardonnay from New Zealand. It's a 1996, $8.99, but worth every penny. It's from Oddbins and Victoria Wine.
Thank you, Judy. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when the bravado has to stop with those teams. It's easy now, isn't it?
They're all brave talk, but I think there's going to be a quaking knee or two before the end of it.
I can imagine how they feel. Details of Gilly and Oz's wine choices are on CFAX and on our website, and I'll give you the addresses for those at the end of the show. Now, back to Anthony and his and our very welcome guest, Robert Carrier.
Well, here I am with a truly living legend. You know, Robert, you are the inspiration behind my cooking.
Say that again.
You.
Where's my dictaphone? 1, 2, testing.
I have to embarrass you slightly. It was in the late 60s, early 70s, I believe. You had a cookery course, didn't you, a part work?
Yeah, I was only 6 at the time.
A genius. Well, I used to wait outside the newsagent for this course every Thursday to get there and see what was on. Anyway, what are we going to cook today?
Well, we're going to cook salmon. Huh? We're going to cook salmon and champagne.
Brilliant,
This is the excitement part. And we're going to cook cherry tomatoes. This is mighty hot, so if it sizzles too much, jump back.
Oh,
No,
it's fine,
not.
it's fine.
not.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
It's absolutely great.
Cherry tomatoes, you've got some yellow and red.
We've got yellow and red, and they look so good. And we're doing it over a high heat, as you can see.
Yeah.
And
a bit of a
we're going to do
sizzle.
the same. We're going to do the same with the champagne.
Nice bit of sizzle. Shall I turn that down slightly?
Tiny bit if you like,
Okay.
but you don't have to.
Right, you want
And
the
that's
salmon?
3 or 4 pieces of beautiful salmon fillet in there.
Nice farmed salmon, this one?
And it's a farmed one, yes.
So we can keep it budget cost.
It's a budget cost salmon. Actually, it was so cheap to buy 5 the other day that I almost fell down. We're going to put a sprig of rosemary on top of each. Now, what you can use, if you can find it, is rock samphire.
I don't think we're going to find that,
These are sizzling divinely. Look,
Lovely,
they're beginning to crack, which is nice.
So I heard something about champagne.
Now we're going to put champagne in that. Thank God you're here. We're going to cover that in champagne. Just bring it up. Look at it foam. Huh? Doesn't that look appetizing?
It looks very thirsty.
And do you think we ought to have a tiny bit?
I think just a soup's on, just a soup's on.
A perk for the chef.
Whoa, look at
whoa,
that.
Whoa, 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 look what I've done, look what I've done, look what I've done.
hand was there.
Wait a minute. And I might have just a sip too.
Right.
Yeah, now don't worry about anything cooking because we're going to put a cover on that. So
Do we need a lid?
steams
We've got a lid.
beautifully.
Lovely.
And we're just going to give that a little movement.
Okay.
We're going to have a sip.
Are we? Okay. Tell me about this sauce here.
Well, the sauce I reduced a tiny bit. It's a big tub.
What's gone into it?
Of creme fraiche.
Creme fraiche. So what else have we got here?
Here are our flavorings. There's our creme fraiche.
Yeah.
We're going to have a little pinch of crushed dried chilies, not much.
Very hot.
Tiny bit of saffron.
Yeah.
And here's a little secret, 1/4 of a vegetable stock cube.
Oh, you're pushing out the boundaries. This
And a
is
teaspoon of ketchup, believe it or not. Because we're on a health
my favourite. So all those ingredients just boil together. Are they in the bain-marie for any reason?
Yeah, they are. This is my little homemade bain-marie, a little frying pan with water. That's so you don't have to worry about it burning or scorching.
All right.
Now, there we're going to flavor that, too. We're
Right.
into flavor.
Oh.
So a little Thai fish sauce, huh?
And if you could use
know
something
the
else?
smell of that.
Oh, it's disgusting.
No, you can't. But all that smell
One's
goes
the
away.
flavour, though, isn't
And the fishiness goes away. And it just gives a lovely, rich sauce.
Anything else?
No, we're going to give that a little twitch, huh? Because we don't want it to stick.
Right.
And we want a bit of that liquid, that hot bubbling liquid, to go over our salmon so it cooks on top.
Okay.
The flavor of the rosemary goes into it.
It's starting to look
And
magnificent.
It's beginning to look good. We want to stir that.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn this one down.
Right.
Because it's really hot enough and they're cooked beautifully.
Splitting nicely.
Just splitting, and you could just press each one if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Huh? Just to make sure they're cooked
Okay.
inside. And they mustn't brown because then they don't look good. And they're like jewels here.
Mm.
At the last minute, just a tiny bit of green.
Right.
Spring onion.
Some spring onions. Chopped up spring onions.
Chopped up spring onions. Should we put it all in?
Yeah.
Should we be done this?
Now, what about this basil?
Delicious. Oh, we're going to put a sprig or two in that, but I'm really saving that for the decor. We're just a sprig or two. I'm glad you're stirring that.
I am.
Because that's getting nice looking, isn't it?
It's getting nice and opaque.
It
so
has
this doesn't want to be really overcooked, does it? So just a...
5
What do you call it? You said something French.
Cuit d'un côté. Cooked on one side. Now, here we
Okay.
go.
Look
We're
at
gonna
that.
Take the
Look at
prettiest
that.
One.
What happens to all that champagne?
We're going to use it.
Are we?
Yeah.
You're
We're
right.
gonna use it. There we go. Untouched by human hands. Take off that nasty used up one. Put a
Right.
pretty new one on.
Okay.
Anthony.
There we go.
Then pour some of that champagne into our
sauce.
Into our sauce. That's why we reduced it, you see, so we could add some of that delicious hot sauce.
Give that a little stir.
Little stir. And then we'll probably use that, or should we pour it? I can
Let's pour it.
around.
I'll pour that.
You're going to pour it? Just around there, make it look pretty. What the French call a ruban.
A ruban.
A ribbon. A little more.
A little more.
Generous.
Oh, be generous.
More.
More.
More. There, that's
so
great.
salmon soup.
That's great.
And some tomatoes.
And then some tomatoes as a final garnish. Just 2 on top to be pretty.
Oh, that's really cute.
And then a few around here to be even prettier. It's such an easy, quick thing, isn't it?
It is. So
And
I
it
love fish.
tastes-
The basis of fish is
It
so quick.
tastes absolutely.
Oh, here
I
comes,
say fantastic.
here comes trouble. I can see
You
him in the
tell
back
me,
there.
maybe you'll hate it, but it is, I think, terrific.
Can I try it?
Well, maybe. Hang on. I want 1 sprig of basil. You know how fussy
Here we go.
You know how fussy we chefs are.
We are. Oh, let's try that. I'm looking forward to this. Oh, quick before Chris comes.
Not only, not only widescreen, but it's Hollywood, isn't it, really?
It is, isn't it? It's colourful.
So tender. So
You like?
delicious.
Huh?
Unbelievable.
And you
It-
see, moist, and tastes like wild salmon.
Robert, thank you very much. Since you're not going to offer me any
Sandy, have-
Next, a men-only cooking class planned to throw a surprise retirement party for their teacher, Gillian. How could we resist?
Gillian, I just thought was marvellous because she's helped so many retired men to become more independent.
Gillian really deserves a tremendous send-off because she's been such a good teacher to us. She's taught us a lot of cooking. Not only that, she's got a wonderful sense of humour and got us to have all sorts of models when we get into them, you know.
Here's Gillian in action, filmed by one of her class. She teaches her mature students the basics, traditional food like pies and puddings, just the kind they'd like to eat.
See, the more times you keep kneading it together and adding extra flour, the
Yes.
drier it goes.
But now the moment's come for the men to put Gillian's lessons to the test, to cook her a surprise thank you dinner, and they're raring to go. We thought they might need a guiding hand in the kitchen, so we asked House of Commons head chef David Doricott to help. He oversees 80 chefs, so he's well used to being a chief whip. Our cooks arranged to meet David at the local pub, and before he arrives, they mull over recipe ideas. But they're hoping for lots of inspiration from David himself.
Have a choice of desserts. There's bread and butter pudding.
Chocolate mousse.
Chocolate mousse.
Yes.
I think we should wait until David gets here and then we can discuss it with him.
Good idea.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
That's fine.
Well, we've been considering a main course on this table, and we've been thinking possibility of lamb.
Right.
And Barry's found something.
This is a crown roast of lamb, which is, you know, just lamb with a stuffing in.
Okay. What about, I heard someone say chocolate sort of mousse. What about doing something like that, but a warmer, like a chocolate fondant? Which is
Yes,
actually
yes.
a baked sort of thing, but the middle will be quite moussey and soft. The first course, anything come up
We're
yet
thinking
so far?
about salmon, are we?
Could do with salmon. You could do a combination of smoked salmon and fresh salmon. Could do that, mix the two together and marinate them.
So, with the menu sorted, they go shopping in Norwich's traditional covered market. David goes along with Morris to buy the salmon, while a slightly furtive-looking Ken and Barry are in charge of choosing vegetables.
This one here.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And remember, Gillian knows nothing about this meal. On to the kitchens of Norwich City Hall, where the surprise dinner will be served.
Plain fare, not whole meal.
But it's not as easy as all that.
Only could Gillian could see it. I mean, she never seen me do this before.
Well, she
Fingernails,
hasn't done it.
everything.
She'd never
everything.
believe you.
Right, disastrous just struck.
That lamb's causing a few problems.
The idea is to make it as one saddle, right? They're very funny barrels.
Yes, yes. Well, it's a sharp knife. I didn't want to cut myself.
No, hang on.
Well done.
They've got a nice colour.
Oh yes, they got a wonderful colour.
We sprayed all butter over the floor, I'm afraid.
Bit more effort, Eric. Still slippery here.
Yeah.
Still slippery there.
I can't remember what Gillian said. I think it's 8 to 10 seconds in boiling water. Here we go. 1, 2, 9, 10. Out into cold water.
About lunch.
Yeah, what time is lunch?
Yeah. Fred, you had the water on the stove.
Oh, no.
Fred.
Guys, how we doing? We need to get a bit of a move on now.
Hallelujah, the lamb's finally on its way.
Yep. Round. What are you doing? No, no. Ken, you tie the lamb up, not your fingers.
But unfortunately, the potatoes need the master's touch.
And the dessert. Otherwise, apart from that, we're fine.
You said this was easy.
It is. Especially if you use the other end, which is sharpened.
Right.
Little way to go, and we're there. Well done. Very well done. Right, guys, bonus rang. She's on her way.
The chaps are all spruced up and ready to go. Gillian's husband has told her they're off for a romantic dinner for two, so she's a touch surprised to be greeted by her students, not to mention the food and drink camera crew.
There we are. How about this lot?
Oh, you fools!
You taught us how to cook, and now we've cooked you a meal. So you're welcome to dinner. Hooray! Come on, Bernard.
Salmon mousse with funny bits and pieces on the side.
The salmon marinated in lime goes down a treat.
That's it.
Absolutely superb.
Can we get a job?
No,
anyway, do you think?
really very good, actually, yes.
So how are we doing next door, guys?
Great.
Wonderful start.
Meanwhile, David is backstage, putting the finishing touches to their roast saddle of lamb with black pudding and sausage meat stuffing. But is Gillian impressed?
Oh, you had a good teacher.
What do you think, Gillian?
The lamb is delicious, beautiful.
Gillian takes it all in her stride, but did she suspect any outside influence in the kitchen? David is set to reveal himself, along with a fabulous chocolate pudding.
Oh, God! Who are you?
I'm the chef in charge of the kitchens at the House of Commons. I haven't actually done anything.
Why not?
I've stood in the kitchen while all your men have done all this work, okay? They're very promising.
Done it all?
Yep, they've done it all. I stood there and
When are
supervised.
you retiring?
Tomorrow, probably.
It was delightful, and I'd like to thank you all very much indeed. I had no idea this was going on. It was a complete surprise, and as I've been told already, the look on your face when I got out of the taxi showed it.
Lovely people, great effort. And if you'd like to cook a surprise meal for someone special, we'd love to hear from you. All the recipes from tonight's show are on CFAX, page 580, and you can find us on our new website, or you can even email us. Next week, we welcome back Michael Barry, who's been travelling through France in search of traditional recipes which he can recreate in his own crafty style.
It's pretty hot, but I'll have a nibble. Just delicious. Crispy, sweet, juicy, wonderful.
And of course, our teams are going to get their tasting tackle round the Chardonnay grape.
And Jeannie Rankin creates a thoroughly gorgeous brandy snap dessert. Till then, from all of us, goodbye.
Goodbye.
It's your taste in comedy that I want to ask you about now, because if Shooting Stars and Red Dwarf peel your potato, then stay with us, because that's the shape of the next hour here on BBC Two.